Welcome back, folks. Today I'm going to show you how to weather or metallize, I guess, your blasters and weapons for your action figures. I'm by no means a pioneer of this technique. I've seen other people do it, but I'm going to show you guys anyway. So here are some examples of ones that I've already done, and I'm going to show you how to make them look kind of like this. And these are some examples of some of the blasters that Hasbro has already pre-weathered. They don't do this often, but they do it with some of them. So that's what they do. I'm going to make them look kind of similar, but it's our own way. And honestly, I think it looks pretty good. Today, I'm going to do examples on the E11 and the A280C blaster rifles. Now this E11 is one of the black ones with the chrome chamber, and I had actually already done this one, but for an example for you guys, I tried my best to give it a wash to see if you can wash this off, and it turns out that you can. I washed it off pretty good. There's maybe a little bit left on there, but if you worked really hard at it, you could probably get it all off. And the A280C is a gray one. That's the one that came with the Hoth Rebel Trooper. And on the gray blasters, I should warn you, it doesn't come out quite as well as it does on the black ones. For an example, this was a black blaster rifle, and these were gray. So you can see how it maybe comes out a little bit better on the black ones than it does on the gray ones, but it still comes out all right enough. So let's get started. So for this method, we just need this silver Sharpie. I picked one up from Michael's. It was a 2-pack, nice and cheap, and paper towel. You know, stupid, you know where to get that. Then we're going to start off by layering a pretty thick patch of the silver Sharpie onto the paper towel here. Let's start off with the E11. I'm just going to basically rub it on all over the whole thing. Just anywhere basically that would have metal on it. If you have a weapon that has maybe a wooden stock or something, maybe try to refrain from that. And here you can see, it already looks much more like an actual metal blaster rather than just a plastic one like it came originally. So that's a good way to make it just look metal if you want it to simply stop there and not weather it, not make it any bit scratched or damaged or anything. But I like to have a little bit of damage. This blaster has seen some action. So what we're going to do with this is basically just touch up some of the corners, like so, some of the edges where you want your scratches to be. And maybe come a little bit onto the sides a little bit too on some parts. You can figure it out, it's really not all that difficult. I like to use this method because there's no paint involved. It's nice and quick and easy, and it doesn't really leave any kind of a mess. Although, be prepared to get some silver on your fingers from the Sharpie. It's gonna happen unless you wear gloves. And the suggestion I have is to maybe use a set of pliers to hold the blaster, so then you avoid touching it with your fingers and accidentally wiping some of it off, because it's pretty easy to wipe it off when it's still wet like this. And try and wait until it's dry before you touch it too much. And there we go. We don't want to go too overboard on it. So there's a quick example for you. All right, E11 done. See, that took all of maybe a minute or two. Now we're going to do the A280C. And like I said, because it's gray, this first step with the paper towel is not going to come out on it quite as well as it does on the black ones, but we're still going to do it because it does help it. Let's actually get a new patch for this one. There we go. So you can actually notice it come up on there a little bit with the gray ones, just not as much as it does on the black ones. Okay, so there it is with the first step. Like I said, it's on there and it's kind of noticeable, just not as much as it is on the black ones. Still looks good though, I think. I'll move on to the Sharpie. So same kind of thing, just around the edges where you might see some wear and tear on it. Lots on the bottom because that's kind of where you're gonna see most wear and tear anyway. And then kind of a little bit on the top and the sides as well. Okay, so there we go. Fully weathered and metallized. That's my new word. Looking pretty good, I think, on the A280C. If you want to one-up this and make it look even better, you can check out my video I posted a while back on adding slings, and then you can customize that with this on some of the longer blaster rifles, and I think it'll look really good. If you want to check that out, my video is not too far in the history, as I'm only like 10 videos in, so you'll find it pretty quick. So as always, thank you very much for joining, you guys. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. I've got other kinds of videos like this, how-tos and reviews. In fact, I've got a review on this guy coming up pretty soon. Excellent, excellent figure. Really love it. You guys will enjoy that review. And otherwise, have a great day.